Let me introduce Dave.
I know you've heard of Jameson, but have you tried their Caskmates?
I haven't.
Welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. Today's episode features a very well-known brand of Irish whiskey called Jameson. But have you tried their Caskmates edition? Well, actually I shouldn't say just Caskmates edition because there's two right now. This is the Stout finished edition. They also have an IPA as of right now.
Really? Okay.
There's an IPA finished one. I believe the reason they're calling it editions is they're probably going to start branching out because of how popular these two have become. Maybe you'll see a red ale or something like that. But
Jameson Hefeweizen?
oof.
No.
Oofta.
No.
Alright. The Jameson Caskmate Stout edition is, and I'm just going to let you know, like, this is my favorite Irish whiskey that I've had. Now, you know I'm also Mr. Frugal, so you know I love to tell about when I get great deals. The reason I even gave this one a shot is around St. Patty's Day. I saw this on a super sale at one of the local grocery stores, and on top of it already being on a great sale, there was one of those those downloadable just for you type of coupons.
Of course it's just for you.
So it was an additional $2 off. I got this bottle for 16 bucks.
Can't complain.
I felt even if it was just a mixer at 16 bucks, that's a great deal. I was pleasantly surprised it was not a mixer.
I'm pleasantly surprised at this aroma.
So while you nose that, Mike, I'm just going to give you the quick breakdown of Irish whiskey. So to be an Irish whiskey, you do have to have it aged a minimum of 3 years. Most Irish whiskeys are done in the same way. That's why you find a lot of similarities between brands. So they're usually distilled, triple distilled in pot stills, and then that's it. Well, what happened with this is what happens with a lot of drinking stories. A distiller and a brewer meet in a bar, right? So they meet in a bar, and the owner of the brewery asked the head distiller over at Jameson's, could I borrow a couple of those barrels that you've aged your whiskey in to age some of my stouts in? I want to see a whiskey aged stout, right?
Okay.
That got the guy over at Jameson thinking a little bit. He's like, why don't we try taking those barrels back after they've been aged in stout and try it? And they were just going to do it as, and they say, and there's a little video clip you can watch on their website. He actually said, we just did it for our own little what the heck type of scenario. But they loved it so much that they brought it out. And I'm glad they did. Mike, what are you getting on the nose since you did mention the aroma?
The aroma's pleasant. It's very light. Not super clean like the Japanese whiskeys, but then I guess the Japanese whiskeys were considerably more. Very light, fairly clean. It's a pleasant aroma, very simple. Very simple.
You're not picking up any notes immediately
No.
like coffee, cocoa, chocolate,
No.
vanilla, toffee, those type of notes?
I get a little sweetness, but I don't know what it is. I can't isolate it.
Well-
It's just very simple in terms of aroma for me.
Because of the stout, you should be picking up, at least on the palate, a little bit of cocoa, a little bit of maybe even coffee, a little extra creaminess on the palate.
Yeah, there's creaminess. I just can't isolate it.
It has a nice clean, crisp mouthfeel. It's a really delicious whiskey, and for 16 bucks, how I got it, it was a great deal. I immediately after going home and trying it, I went right back to the store to buy a second bottle. So this is actually my second bottle because the first one got killed really quick. I was specifically saving the rest of this one just for us to review. If you notice the newer ones, they did update the label a little bit, which is a good thing that they did because it's really hard to read the Stout edition.
Yeah.
On the new label, it's right out there. You can read it from afar. So they did a good job on the relabeling. So here's the thing. You're not going to find it for 16 bucks like I did, but you will find it on sale pretty often. It typically sells around $27, $32, somewhere in that ballpark when I see it regular price. And I would still buy it at that price because I like it that much. But because I'm Mr. Frugal, I will wait for it to be on sale, and I find it on sale for under $25 very frequently, sometimes as low as $20. If you find it at that price, don't even think about it. Pick up at least a bottle. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, for under $25, I can't argue with that. It's pleasant. It's pleasant. It's easy. I think this is more enjoyable than drinking a stout beer, personally.
Mm-hmm. What's your score on this neat? Straight up as is.
I think I'm going to give it a 7.8. 7.8.
Hey, Mike, we're pretty damn close again.
Really?
Absolutely. I was saying I'm not going to give it quite a high score of an 8, but I was going to go pretty close, which is 7.9, which 7.8, 7.9. Boom, dude. We're pretty damn close on that score.
Hey, I'm learning.
And you're learning quick. So, now we diluted a little bit. Now, here's the thing. This is already barrel-proofed or diluted down all the way to the minimum requirement of 40%. So, watering it down might make it lose a lot of those flavor notes. We'll find out, since it's already such a low ABV.
I'm going to say right now, the aroma, very muted.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell it's whiskey, but it's very muted. It's exactly what you think when you had water, diluted. So, let's give it a shot.
Interesting what happened for me on the palate and on the nose. On the nose, I actually got a little bit more citrusy, and I did smell actually a little more of the rubbing alcohol type of smell, which is strange.
I'm tasting that.
On the palate, all that creaminess, that chocolatey, that stout kind of went away. It's still light. It's still a friendly whiskey, but not only do I enjoy this way better neat, what I would love to see Jameson do, and if you're watching, please hear me out. Stop bottling everything at the bare minimum. I want to know what this thing would actually taste like at a higher proof. Give me a 43, a 46. Let me know what this is going to taste like a little higher, because I feel like you're just taking away a lot of the flavor notes, and this is a damn good whiskey even at 40% is what I'm saying.
This isn't as enjoyable as it was clean.
Mm-mm.
No, it's, again, rubbing alcohol. Yeah, not enjoying it.
Very slight chocolatiness, not what you were getting at the beginning. But let's just get right down to nitty gritty. What are we talking about?
6.2, 6.3,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in that range. It just took a lot of the enjoyment out of it.
I agree.
Don't do it. Buy the bottle.
I agree. We're gonna go rocks now. I'm gonna drop mine down to a 6.
Oh, really?
I'm not digging it with once it's diluted down, it takes out a lot of the things that I like, which I really like that chocolatey creaminess from the stout. And that immediately goes away once we diluted it.
It took everything stout-like away, right?
For sure.
You know?
Now, don't get me wrong. It's still a decent whiskey, but when you've had it the other way first...
Thanks, Dave. Oh. I need you as a bartender more often, I guess.
So, you know what I do appreciate about Jameson trying this out is most Irish whiskeys, they don't do a whole lot of different things. They don't try things new like what you're seeing with the American whiskeys right now, where they're trying the new crafty and interesting techniques. But their family motto, hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly, is Sine Metu. And basically it means without fear. And I gotta give them props on living to that motto when they did this, because this is something out of the normal for an Irish distillery to do. Yeah. So for them to do this and to have such success with it, dude, keep living up to your name. Only don't fear going to 40% every time.
Yeah.
Let us get a stronger word.
It's fine to be traditional, but, you know, enjoy change. Embrace it.
Huh. Immediately more of that citrus note.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
it came.
Like lemon rinds, pear. It's mute.
Yeah,
It's a mute.
I'm saddened. I'm saddened.
There's only been one whiskey that we've done so far that I actually did enjoy once we put it on ice. That goes back to our second video, the Mortlock video. Typically, a whiskey, anything other than a bourbon, I typically only like neat. And this goes right back to it, man. I feel like once we iced it down, it took everything away. All the complexity of the whiskey. Took all the nuances out. It's very muted. I mean, I can drink it if someone poured it for me, but if I was at a bar and I asked for it neat and they poured it on ice, send that back, give it to me neat.
Yeah, every bit of complexity is gone now. It is now a cup of ice with some liquid in it.
I was gonna say it's so mild. It's almost like you're not drinking any alcohol.
It's wow.
And just to get down to it, I'm dropping you down, buddy. This is a 2.5, 2.5. It's not that it's unenjoyable. It's that there's nothing to it once it's iced. Drink this bad boy neat. Get that complexity out of the stout. Get that chocolate. Get that coffee. That cream. You're going to enjoy this neat. I would like to actually maybe try it in some cocktails. See if the other flavor notes can actually bring out more of that chocolatiness. But as far as drinking it straight versus diluted versus on ice, straight every time. Give it to me neat.
Absolutely.
Jameson, props on doing something different. Please keep doing more things like this. I know you have the IPA edition. Try other ones. Let's get some other varieties out there. But what I'm requesting is give me a cash strength or at least just a higher proof version of this one. I really dig the Stout edition.
I agree. Keep doing this. Just do it better.
Better?
Just do
rude.
it better. Just do it better.
So better he might mean at a higher proof. I believe higher proof will get more of that complexity out of there. Better. It's good.
It's good.
I'm telling you, Irish whiskey doesn't normally do it for me because it's normally too mild, but this one, it's a little different. It's a little out there. You're living by that without fear family crest motto. Keep doing it. Have you tried the Jameson Caskmates edition of either the Stout or the IPA? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Click the subscribe button. Follow us. Make sure you're watching our videos. And,